Let's look for the Rebbe's own words. For your having rebelled against me in the waters of Merivah, in Kadesh, the wilderness of sin. The vowed Seder corresponds to the Yetzir God formed, a forming for the better and a forming for the worse, a forming for reward and a forming for punishment, aspects of judgment and mercy respectively. This also corresponds to Bina, where a fetus is formed, as in Kalbina the mother, where there are also the two aspects of kindness, and judgment for judgments arise from there. This also corresponds to the sukkah, as in Tisukayini, you covered me in my mother's womb. It also corresponds to the koyach, power of prayer invested with enthusiasm, prayer invested with enthusiasm. Energy, as in all my bones will say, which itself corresponds to sukkah, as in with sinews and bones. You cover me. This is because the koyach that one invests in the words are the chavches, 28 letters of creation with which the world was created, and the 10 sayings with which the world was created receive their power from these 28 letters. Now the words that one speaks with koyach, enthusiasm, energy, are themselves the words of God, as in, I have placed my words in your mouth, for they themselves are the word of God, and are the koyach power of his deeds. And now these sayings with which the world was created represent kindness, as in, for I have said that the world was built with kindness, and this kindness is represented by sukkah. Embracing, for this reason I have placed my words in your mouth, are followed by, and I have covered you in the shade of my hand, which corresponds to sukkah, which represents the shade of the hand, the embrace of the right hand. The words, though, that are not holy words, cause an arousal of a sukkah of noitzrim. Idolaters, as in their mouths, speak lies, and their right hand is a right hand of falsehood, which is an embrace of the realm of evil. This is the meaning of conceal them in your sukkah from the reeve strife of tongues, for when the tongues of idolaters are powerful, this causes strife between the Shekhinah, divine eminence, and the transcendent one, as written in the Tikkunim. Listen, O mountains, God's strife. For the Shekhinah is in strife regarding her children who are in exile. In the land of Israel, though, the Shekhinah is rebbe, master. For the letters rebbe are transformed into reyiv. For the letters rebbe are transformed into reyiv. For the essence of the land of Israel comes through the power of his deeds. As in the power of his deeds, he told to his people in order to give them the inheritance of nations. But when this power, this sukkah, is blemished, the nations of the world become mightier, and the right hand also becomes dominant, transforming rebbe into reeve, causing the Shekhinah to be in strife regarding her children who have been exiled from their father's table and banished from their land. For this reason, sukkah, that is, the power of prayer, is conducive of bearing children. Also for this reason, Shmini Atzeres comes immediately after Sukkot, for the female Atzeres holds the drop so that she does not miscarry. This is alluded to in Tisukayni, you cover me in my mother's womb, for the Sukkah has been transformed into pregnancy. This is the meaning of Chana prayed above God, above, which alludes to the Sukkah. The land of Israel is also conducive of bearing children, as the sages said, go away from your land to the land that I will show you. There you will bear children. This is because one's inheritance from God is children, which is because what was the reward, the fruit of the womb. In other words, the reward of Sukkah, as in Tisukayni, you cover me in my mother's womb. This is because the essence of the land of Israel comes through the power of his deeds, as written, the power of his deeds This is because the essence of the land of Israel comes through the power of his deeds, as written the power of his deeds, to give them the inheritance of nations, and this power comes from Sukkah, as in, all my bones will tell, corresponding to, with sinews and bones, you covered me, corresponding to, I have placed my words in your mouth, and covered you in the shade of my hand. This corresponds to, he has told you, O man, what is good and what God demands of you, simply to do justice, which is judgment, corresponding to his left hand underneath my head. The verse continues, to love kindness, which corresponds to the inner kindness, and to conduct oneself modestly before God your Lord, corresponding to the Mekifin, the transcendent intelligences, which are represented by the Sukkah. This is because the Sukkah must have two complete walls, which correspond to netzach and holiest. Overpowering. And the beauty, and a third wall of at least a hand's breadth, which corresponds to Yesod, foundation, and this corresponds to, and to conduct oneself modestly, because modesty is an aspect of Yesod, as in foundation, as in revealing a hand's breadth and concealing a hand's breadth during marital relations, and conducting oneself, literally walking, corresponds to netzach and holier, which in Kabbalah represent the feet, or the legs, overpowering dominion and thanking, conquering and thanking before God your Lord. Corresponds to the land of Israel, for whoever lives in the land of Israel is like one who has a God, for the land of Israel is made from the power of his deeds. As said, in the future the nations of the world will be tested with the mitzvah of Sukkah, at which time there will be a fulfillment of the verse. Then I will transform all the nations to a pure Safa. Safa is the acronym of Schar Priya Beten, Schar Asucha Priya Buten, a reward, the fruit of the womb, which represents the sukkah. The strife of tongues will then also be transformed, and there will no longer be any strife. There will be one tongue to serve him as one. Truth will then gain power, as written, a tongue of truth will be established forever, meaning that even the Gentiles will turn to serve him as one. This is, if you improve, says, being the acronym of Sfas Emes Tiko, in a tongue of truth will be established. But if you do not improve, a Pesach, Chavavavatas, Rohoivet, sin crouches by the doorway, the acronym of which is Rachel, representing the Shechina in reverse, symbolizing a face turned away, which represents strife, since she is in the strife of exile for the nations of the world, the strife of tongues, whose mouths speak falsehood, are in ascendance. This is the meaning of the waters of Merivah, representing the waters of kindness, corresponding to Sukkah, which rescues one from the strife of tongues, as cover them in the Sukkah from the strife of tongues. Kavadesh is translated in the Targum as Rekim, as in Oiri came. The Zavavavain and the Tziyar as in Rikaim Vitzier, as in Rikaim and Tzier, for design and form, corresponding to Hitzere, from which the fetus is formed. The wilderness of Sin alludes to Sinai, Sinai, palm trees of iron mountains. Sinai, palm trees of iron mountain. Sinai, palm trees of iron mountain, representing Hitzmorim dates, which corresponds to Tzmura, transformation, and exchange, which corresponds to Tzmura, transformation, and exchange. This means that God had instructed them to speak to the rock. so that the Israelites take an inference regarding reward and punishment, as Rashi comments. However, they blemished speech and caused the strife of tongues to gain in power, causing the right hand of falsehood to gain in power, as in whose mouths speak falsehood. Thus seen represents exchange. An exchange of holiness, or slash of tzedeh, or slash of the holy sukkah, into the sukkah of the realm of evil. Into the sukkah of the realm of evil, of the shell. Let there be compassion and peace, God forbid. Into the realm of evil, heaven forbid. For this reason, rather let there be compassion and peace. For this reason, their punishment was, you shall see it from afar, and will not enter it. For the land of Israel, comes from the power of his deeds. You shall see it from afar and will not enter it, for the land of Israel comes from the power of his deeds. As mentioned above. That's the number 49, the Rebbe's own words. Nanach, nachman, nachman. Nanach, nachman, nachman. Nanach, nachman, nachman. Nanach, nachman, nachman. Nanach, nachman. Nanach, nachman. Lesson number 49, the Rebbe's own words. Omaaiiinnn is mentioned above. Lesson number 49, the Rebbe's own words. He set up a tent in the midst for the sun, like a bridegroom emerging from his wedding canopy. One before creation, God's light was infinite, but God wanted that his malchus kingship should be revealed for this, for there is no king without a people, so he had to create human beings who would accept the responsibility of his kingship. However, the revelation of the kingship is possible only by way of the attributes. By way of the attributes, we can grasp his godliness and know that there is a master ruler and guide, so he constricted the infinite light to the sides, leaving a vacated space. Within the vacated space, he created the worlds. These very worlds are his attributes. Nachman, now the heart of the now the heart is the tzayir, designer of the attributes. Nachman, meuman. This refers to the wisdom of the heart is written in the heart of every wise heart. For the worlds were formed essentially with wisdom is written. You made them all with wisdom, and the heart is the tzayir is written. Seer of my heart. Nanach, nachman, meuman. Nanach, nachman, meuman. Nanach, nachman, meuman.